Welcome to Spoken Love Podcast, where words don't just tell stories, they breathe them. Here we strip love and life down to the bone, unfolding our truths in rhythm and rhyme through dialogue that's part poetry, part confession, and all real. So lean in, let the silence between the verses speak, and join me for a conversation wrapped in poetry. This is Spoken Love Podcast. We are kicking off season 2, y'all. And we're doing something very different this time, something much deeper. This season is all about storytelling and poetry, where love isn't just described, it's felt. I'll be reciting chapters from a short story I wrote, pieces of my own journey stitched into fictional hearts. It's love, life, and becoming, all woven together. You'll hear the sweetness, the longing, the mistakes, the lessons, the things we rarely say out loud. And as each chapter unfolds, you'll find yourself leaning in, eager to know what happens next. Because this isn't just a story, it's a reflection of how we love, how we lose, and how we learn to choose ourselves again. Riveting, tender, honest. Welcome to season 2. Chapter 5 Green Lights and Gut Checks. Manhattan. New York at night had a way of setting the mood without trying. Yellow cabs glided by like fireflies, streetlights hummed, and the city's heartbeat thumped beneath polished concrete. Bree stepped out of her Uber wearing a soft cream dress that hugged confidence, not insecurity. Gold bangles chimed on her wrists like quiet applause. She dabbed on her signature fragrance, warm vanilla, sandalwood, and just a whisper of "don't play with me." The restaurant was tucked along a quiet strip. No paparazzi vibes, no loud music, just jazz, low lighting, intimacy. Chase stood near the entrance. Charcoal suit, no tie, smell of cedar and clean promise. He looked up and forgot how to breathe. "Wow," he murmured. Bree smirked. "You clean up nice, too." They stepped inside. A grown table for two. Their booth was semi-private, candles flickering, menus handcrafted. The waiter disappeared after taking their order, sensing this was not a night to hover. So Chase began. "How are you, really? Not what do you do or housework. How are you?" Bree exhaled. "I'm good. Healing still. I've forgiven some rooms I stayed in too long." Chase nodded, eyes empathetic. "I know that feeling. Sometimes we don't realize comfort can become captivity." He leaned in slightly, voice lowering into poetry. "We settle because we fear whispers that new beginnings cost too much faith." Bree's eyes softened. "And then one day," she replied, "we realize peace isn't expensive. Ignorance is." They both chuckled. This was grown conversation, reflective, not reactive. Sticky topics. As the night unfolded, they explored deeper terrain, boundaries, expectations, healing, faith. Chase sipped his drink slowly. "I don't want a situationship, no placeholder energy. If we do this, I'm accountable." Bree nodded. "I'm not auditioning for potential at this age. We either align or we don't." She continued softly. "I have a daughter. I protect her spirit. Access to me means covering her too." Chase placed his palm on the table, intentional posture. Understood and respected. His tone carried weight, not performance. Meanwhile, at home, Naomi sat cross-legged on Bree's bed watching Disney movies with her aunt Tasha. Between giggles, she asked, "You think Mommy's smiling right now?" Tasha grinned. "Oh, I know she is." Naomi nodded thoughtfully. "She deserves someone who doesn't make her dim." Tasha paused, surprised by the wisdom. "She does, baby. She really does." Back to dinner. Chase folded his hands. "Tell me the truth," he asked. "Did you ever forget about me?" Bree took a breath. "No," she admitted, "but I released the idea of us. I couldn't grow while holding on to nostalgia." Chase rubbed his jaw. "I never forgot. I just didn't know how to come back different." He leaned forward, voice soft. "Time matured me. God humbled me. Life stretched me. I'm not who you loved, but I'm who I always needed to become. Growth looked good on him. The ex shadow. Mid conversation, Bri's phone buzzed. Daniel. The notification preview flickered. We need to talk about Naomi's schedule next week. The timing felt messy. Chase noticed her shift. Everything okay? Bri sighed. Co-parenting. It's fine, just history echoes sometimes. Chase nodded slowly. If this ever becomes too complicated, tell me. I'll move at the pace that protects your peace. Bri blinked surprise. Most men wanted access, not accountability. Chemistry under control. Dessert arrived, shared chocolate mousse. Their hands brushed when grabbing spoons. Fingers lingered an extra beat. Electricity. Not reckless, just undeniable. Chase studied her, voice velvet. You're beautiful, not just pretty, steadfast beautiful. Bri's cheeks warmed. Flattery at 40 hits different when it's tied to character, not cosmetics. The walk back. They strolled beneath moonlight, city hum low, Bri's heels clicked like punctuation. At her brownstone steps, she turned to him. Tonight was good, she said softly. Yeah, he replied, voice low. Really good. Silence, but not awkward, just meaning. He stepped closer, leaving respectful space. May I? He gently tilted his head toward a hug. Consent, consideration, character. She nodded. The embrace was slow, intentional, arms wrapping memory and possibility. He didn't rush, didn't linger too long, just enough for truth to register. The almost kiss. When they pulled back, they hovered a heartbeat too long. Chemistry pulled like magnets. Her breath caught. His hands cupped her elbow, but instead of leaning in, he stepped back. Not yet, he whispered. Bri blinked surprise. Why? Chase's eyes softened. I want our kiss to be sacred, not nostalgia, not impulse, alignment. Her heart clenched. That was different. She smiled, warmth blooming. Good night, Chase. Good night, Bri. He turned, walking slowly, resisting the urge to look back. At the corner he did. She was still there watching. They both grinned, teenage feelings in grown bodies. Later, journals and balconies. Bri wrote, he didn't rush. He didn't perform. He saw me. Lord, give me clarity, not butterflies. Clarity. Across town, Chase stood in his balcony, city lights glimmering like scattered prayers. He whispered, God, if she's part of my last chapter, let me love her healed, not hurried, not haunted. In her daughter's room, Naomi peeked up sleepily as Bri tucked her in. You're smiling big, she grinned. Bri laughed slowly. I am? Naomi nodded. It's not your fake work smile, it's your good smile. Bri kissed her forehead. Sleep, girl, Naomi whispered. Mommy, maybe this time it's God's time. Bri paused, eyes stinging. Maybe, she replied. Unseen forces. Across the city, winds shifted, leaves rustled. The spiritual realm took notes. Two souls, finally at the same level of maturity, finally breathing in sync. Destiny scribbled something new in their margins. Not perfect, not promised, but possible. In Chapter 5 of When Heaven Waited, Bri and Chase step deeper into a grown, intentional love, one that demands honesty, boundaries, and emotional maturity. Their first official date becomes a turning point, a night filled with vulnerability, accountability, and slow burning chemistry that neither rushes nor apologizes for its depth. This chapter explores what happens when two healed adults begin choosing each other on purpose. Bri moves cautiously, protecting her peace, her daughter, and her progress. Chase moves respectfully, showing up with transparency, spiritual grounding, and a steady presence that feels like covering, not control. But real love isn't without testing. Co-parenting complexities resurface, insecurities flicker, and intimacy becomes less about physical closeness and more about emotional alignment. Chapter 5 reminds us that grown love isn't loud, it's measured. It shows up in a consistent action, soft conversations, and the kind of restraint that says, I'm here for a long time. This is where affection meets intention, where butterflies meet boundaries, where attraction meets spiritual alignment. And slowly, Bri and Chase realize they aren't just falling back in love, they're rising into it. And just like that, another chapter closes. But the story of love and life never really ends. If these words moved you, share them, carry them, live them out loud. Follow Spoken Love Podcast wherever you listen, and meet me here again, where the dialogue stays candid and the poetry stays alive.